Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is March 7th, 2019. Shout out to my man, always funny and energetic in the comments, Mexican Charlie Lee. He wanted me to play some La Chona by Los Tucanos de Tijuana. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But thanks again, man, for the song request today. What's up, people? Again, welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. And today we are going to look at an interesting report out of the UK. Doesn't really surprise me, but just seeing the statistic really is just like, wow, we've got a long way to go. And it really is a double-edged thing. You can look at it glass half full, as in most people don't know anything about crypto, so we've got a lot of growth to see, to witness. Or on the other hand, you know, maybe we're a little ahead of ourselves with how important cryptocurrencies are at the moment. They're really not, right? They're really not that pervasive in our society. And so you can look at this report in two different ways. So the report is out of the UK, and this report finds that 73% of UK consumers don't know what cryptocurrencies are. So very interesting. And also out of Decrypt Media, we've got some layoffs going on at Dash. So we'll take a look at that situation. Dash Core Group is what the company is actually called. And we'll take a look at their layoffs. I think they laid off roughly 8% of their workforce, though they've had a hiring freeze going on for quite some time. So we'll take a look at the details on that article as well. First though, that market cap, we're currently at $133 billion. Bitcoin's dominance is at 51.50%. Nothing new here, people. Nothing new at all. So as you can see here, we've just kind of teetered out, lost steam on the way back up. We're now hovering right. And really this line, I should say, to point this out, this line should probably be a little bit higher right there. And why I'm doing that is because past support becomes future resistance. So the support was really right here. You can see it bouncing off of that area. And it's kind of right here too. So it's anywhere between this area. Of course, it's going to definitely make a difference on the exchange you're looking at this chart on or from. We're looking at it on Coinbase, but you get the picture. We're still at the top range of this channel here, so we'll have to see if we can make a breakout and score. And if we make a breakout, the only place for us to score a point, I guess you could say right here, but ultimately is really right here. This is where we need to score a point if we break out above that channel. So that's where you would see the market chase. We would chase that high right there. All right, so that's pretty much it for that. So let's take a look at that first article. It is out of Decrypt Media, and it is about Dash Core Group. So it says it's no secret that the cryptocurrency market downturn has had a significant impact across the blockchain industry. Prices remain down in the neighborhood of 85 to 95% depending on your coin of choice, and companies across the cryptosphere, Shapeshift, Steemit, Consensus, and many others have been forced to hand out pink slips. It's also no secret that Dash Core Group, the company behind the Dash cryptocurrency, which at one time claimed the number 5 spot on cryptocurrency ranks by market cap, would soon meet the same fate. And so it says that just over a week ago, in a post to the Dash forum, Dash Core Group CEO Ryan Taylor delivered the bad news. The company would reduce its staff by 8% by March 7th. The move followed a 6-month hiring freeze and blog post last December in which Taylor attempted to assuage concerns regarding Dash's future viability. And get this, guys, the coin once was valued at over $1,200, but now trades at just over $80. Now the day has come, and as of today, the Dash Core Group's human resource staff, its head of strategy and head of business development, will part ways with the company. As you can imagine, this decision was not taken lightly, and we only made it to ensure that Dash Core Group is sustainable in the long term. Fernando Gutierrez, Dash Core Group CMO, tells Decrypt Media. Since the staff reduction is focused on business and support areas, Fernando says that others within the company will be absorbing the workload of the departing ones, so the impact will be limited. One of the employees being laid off said he holds no ill will. He says, like any business operating in challenging economic times, it's about prioritizing moving forward. He also said the bear market may have limited certain expansion plans. For Dash, the company remained focused on the execution and points to Dash's track record in 2018 by way of example. He noted that Q4 was the company's most productive quarter of the year, and both adoption and use of Dash continues to grow, particularly in places like Venezuela and other inflation-ridden countries. On the development side, Zastro says progress on Evolution, Dash's long-awaited two-layer payment platform, continues to accelerate. Fernando says development will not be affected by the layoffs, and there are currently no planned changes for the company's roadmap. We are currently in the process of upgrading the protocol to our recently released version 0.13 and expected 0.14 to hit testnet this month, he says. The company, however, has come under fire over its spending and budgetary mismanagement, particularly when it comes to Dash's unique marketing practices. Critics will point to, for example, Dash's treasury funds being used to pay MMA fighter Roy McDonald $250,000 for representing the coin at a single event last year. Dash funds were also used to sponsor a 3-month run of a web series called Reality Check, hosted by former Fox anchor Ben Swann, to the tune of $2.4 million. And the list goes on. Man, that's crazy. That is a little ostentatious there, Dash. You got to pull it back, man. Remember, this is a cryptocurrency. Zastro, however, sets the record straight. It was not the Dash core group that spent the money on those initiatives, and therefore has nothing to do with the challenges facing Dash core group at this time, he says. These were all proposals that the community put up to the DAO for the monthly treasury funding vote. The masternodes voted to approve those initiatives. Meanwhile, company execs insist the ship has now been righted and its financial woes can be chalked up to the same bear market that has touched virtually every cryptocurrency project over the last year. Why didn't this DAO vote to bail out the 3 people that were working there that they fired? I don't understand how you could spend $2.5 million on a Fox anchor and $250,000 on an MMA fighter, but you guys can't get together and save some jobs here. That's pretty interesting that was never addressed in the DAO. Article finishes up by saying, to be fair, who didn't go a little nuts when prices were to the moon and Lambos abounded? A lack of market maturity is perhaps crypto's worst kept secret of all. I don't think it's a secret. And I've been talking about the immaturity of this space for quite some time. And, it's just going to take some time, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Could Dash's DAO have saved these precious positions? It's not like they weren't needed, and it's not like it wouldn't have added to the progress of Dash Core Group. You guys let me know your thoughts about that. Thought that was an interesting article, and I haven't touched on Dash in a while, so that caught my eye. The second article, though, is even more interesting, and this is out of CoinDesk. A report says that 73% of UK consumers say they don't know what cryptocurrency is or are able to define it, according to a new survey from the country's financial watchdog, the FCA. Announced Thursday, the research indicates that those who are most aware of cryptocurrencies are likely to be men aged between 20 and 45. The survey, which polled 2,100 British consumers in association with London-based market research firm Kantar TNS, further found that only 3% of those surveyed had ever bought cryptocurrencies. Of those who had purchased, half of them spent under £200 from their disposable income. Bitcoin appears to be the most popular cryptocurrency, with over 50% purchasing the cryptocurrency, while 34% bought Ether. The FCA has also carried out quantitative research and interviews of UK consumers in association with London-based research firm Revealing Reality. They found that many consumers may not fully understand what they are purchasing, with several wanting to buy a whole coin, quote unquote, without realizing cryptocurrencies can also be bought in fractions. That's a big thing that I saw even in the run-up of 2017. You know, everyone was coming out the woodworks asking me on a daily basis, how do I buy? Where do I buy? The main thing was I would tell them, buy a little Bitcoin, store it away, forget about it. They would always say, I can't afford a $12,000 Bitcoin. That was one of the most common misconceptions that I would hear about cryptocurrencies. And I would tell them, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin, a Satoshi or a couple of Satoshis worth of Bitcoins, and you're good to go. So I can understand, you know, how people feel that way, because you got to remember, most people, when they see something that's an investment or an asset, you can't buy fractions of it. You can't buy a fraction of an Apple share. You can't buy a fraction of Google or Alphabet. You can't do that, right? So I understand why people feel that way, but we've got to do a better job of educating those interested in cryptocurrencies on how it all works. The article goes on to say here, despite this lack of understanding, the crypto asset owners interviewed were often looking for ways to get rich quick, citing friends, acquaintances, and social media influencers as key motivations for buying crypto assets. Regarding risk to investors, the watchdog said the survey findings suggest that currently the overall scale of harm may not be as high as previously thought. The FCA's executive director, Christopher Woolard, said the results suggest that although crypto assets may not be well understood by many consumers, the vast majority don't buy or use them currently. While the research suggests some harm to individual crypto asset users, it doesn't suggest a large impact on wider society. Even so, these are complex, volatile products, he added, and investors should be prepared to lose all of their money. Back in December of 2017, FCA CEO similarly said that buying Bitcoin poses similar risks to gambling, and since it is neither backed by central authorities nor regulated, the cryptocurrency is not a safe investment. Wong, wong, wong. The watchdog has also warned several times on cryptocurrency derivative products and unregistered crypto brokerage firms. In today's announcement, the FCA added that it will consult on banning the sale of certain cryptocurrency derivatives to retail investors later this year. Well, there you have it. I would assume that these statistics are very similar here in the States as well. So what, in your suggestion, people out there, what do you think we need to do to get more people aware of cryptocurrencies? Or I'm going to be in the camp of this latter statement that I'm going to make. Or is it going to be that we won't see any type of meaningful adoption until stuff hits the fan in traditional markets, until stock markets, crash 50%, 40%, bond markets crash, real estate crashes again? Is it going to take that type of catalyst to really shake and wake people up to a different and alternative means of storing and transferring value? I don't know. I think I'm with the latter. You guys let me know. What do you think about this? Are you surprised, or is this not a surprise to you? 73% of consumers have no clue what cryptocurrencies are. And that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. I got to give a shout out again to my man Mexican Charlie Lee for that song request today. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell if you do subscribe. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and that's my 2 Satoshis for March 7th, 2019. I'm out of here, people. Holla.